Hey y'all, it's SJ, and I'm just here to walk you through sort of a little buyee tutorial here. Um, this tutorial is for like bulk buying and stuff like that, because I feel like all over YouTube, especially from people who are sponsored from buyee, you can find, tutorials on how to like shop on here or whatever. But I've really never ever seen anyone talk about bulk buying, which is what I do a lot. So I'm going to walk you through that today. So one thing to know about bulk buying is it's really good if you're a fan of like an older or less known group. Groups like Red Velvet and like Twice that are really popular, along with like BTS, are gonna be harder to find. But some of the older groups, older being a relative term, like Super Junior, TVXQ, Kara, Shiny, those Beast and like those sort of groups are getting bulk sold by a lot of these buyers. So the first thing on buyee you're going to want to do is make an account. It will be over on this side that I'm highlighting over here to create an account. Obviously, it's important to have an account so you can track your viewing history, and you can also have favorites if there's anything that pops out at you but you don't want to bid this moment, or wait until a bit closer maybe. Also on your page, you can see over here, like, international, like all the announcements and stuff like that. But I also like to, make sure my packages are being shipped, what I looked at the auction, and how I'm doing. And it's easier to go and rebid or something like that if you get outbid over here. And then obviously you want to keep an eye on your coupons, because sometimes you'll get an email saying, oh, there's a coupon. Or sometimes there'll be a really like nice coupon coming out under here. So, like, here's this one that's expired. I can't reissue it or anything. But, so, unclaimed coupons, those are my claimed. There's no available coupons, but sometimes they'll have, like, Mercari or Rakuten or Yahoo Japan auction coupon. So, those are just good things to, like, keep in mind as you shop and use buyee to get, like, the lowest price. So, I'm going to give you some tips for bulk buying. So I'm going to go to Yahoo Japan auction. That's where you're going to find a lot of the bulk is on auction, as opposed to like Mercari or Yahoo Japan just shopping. I'm going to look up Super Junior, obviously, as my bias group. That's something that I like to buy. And quite generally, these bulk options are quite popular. So they tend to be most popular plus newly listed. And if you scroll, immediately I see this listing right here that's 550 yen, and there's some Japanese text with Time 2013 DVD, Super Show 4. Usually I would just personally click through or open it in another tab, but just for you guys, I'm also going to translate my page into English, so that way y'all can look at this. And it says, can be bundled, used goods, Korean style, Super Junior, Dongbang Shinki, Penlight, Super Show 4. And I'm going to go ahead and open a new tab. And we're just going to leave it for right now. And we're going to scroll down and we're going to see this one as well and open it as well. I like to keep a couple of them open at once, so that way I can compare if I, really like one. I'm going to ignore the magazines because, these aren't really what you want to buy in bulk. But that's what I would personally do, is ignore them. But for y'all, I'm going to open it in another tab again. This would probably be an item I'd pass on as well, and I'll explain why here in a bit. But I'm just going to open a lot of these little bulk ones. Super Junior car. That's funny. That's such a mistranslation. And then sometimes you'll get weird stuff in these listings, like this. I don't know. I think it's just a mistranslation. And I have no idea what these things are. I think they're probably ripped off, or, a download link or something like that. I've never bid on them. I've never gotten them. But if you want to and try and let me know what you get, you can. But I think these are just like illegally downloaded or burned. But so we're gonna look at this first one, and immediately I would not buy it because I don't stand TVXQ or DBSK or JYJ. But so you can see a Beast item here in the background. This picture's a bit blurry, so you have to kind of like squint and know what you're looking for. Like, that's the infinite symbol from one of their albums. There's a Super Junior Explore Soul book. This picture's a bit bigger, so here's an A Pink I don't know who they are. There's a TVXQ item. I can't tell what those are. But there's, Best Friend Japan Goods, SM, To Anyone. I think that's EXO. And like some Infinite, Tiara. A lot of girls, so probably SNSD or 9 Muses, some 2PM. And then you have some more 2PM, Beast. And I think that's some more of the same stuff we just talked about earlier. I don't know what those items are. And I don't know what that is. And I think that's a TVXQ pen light. So immediately just kind of looking at it, I personally would not bid. Just because this is a hodgepodge of items, and like you can see here that there's doubles. Unless you're a seller yourself or have a lot of friends that like them, or you want to collect doubles of this item, it's not a good idea to buy it because you do have to pay shipping for all this. You do have to ship it to you, so it adds more weight. That makes shipping more expensive. Or, you have to find out what you're going to do when you have all these doubles. So it's something to keep in mind. But if you wanted to bid, you could hit place bid or snipe it now. Snipe it now just kind of like sets your bid so it keeps bidding up. It also bids in it at the last 15 seconds 15 minutes on buyee. 15 minutes on buyee. And it lets you, in the last 15 minutes, place your bid. But you do have to kind of guess about how high it's going to go. And, there's 3 days remaining on this. It could go up to, $20 some odd. And unless you're going to, put in, a $50 snipe bid and just hope to God it never reaches that point, you need to kind of consider that. You can also view it on Yahoo Japan Auction. Look down at, translate, what the product condition is in and stuff like that. Usually these are all used or older goods from a store or a secondhand buyer, so they're not in the best condition, but they are, if you're looking to buy a lot, it's a really good deal. So I'm gonna find this one. This is something I'm interested in bidding in. Maybe not now anymore but this was something I would bid on because it has a lot of pen lights. Has a lot of Q-Hun goods. Q-Hun's my alt bias, so I'd be like, okay, cool. So I'm gonna look at these photos, see if there's anything that I personally don't want in them, but I don't. Okay, so he has a fan. It's either it's higher, one of the Japanese releases is Super Junior. I doubt it's the Korean one. That also could be. It looks more like an L folder and not his LP. Some Elf Japan goods, some Super Junior Japanese releases. That's the pressed flower. That's that box. I think those are fan made. Oh god, that's a blurry picture, but that's the towel and some celebration goods. I don't know what's down there. Oh, it's postcards. Super Show 5 fragrance luggage tag. Q-Hun, Japan One Voice, and then 2 of the little 4 hammers, as I like to call them. Some more pen lights. And obviously some more pen lights. And then some Elf Japan coasters. And then some, I think those are unofficial goods. So this is something I'd be interested in bidding in. So obviously, $1, 1 yen is 1 cent. It's a pretty good deal. I'd probably bid. Personally, because of the price of shipping everything, I'd personally only probably bid about to maybe $10 on this. And hear me out. So that 25-pound package of Super Junior goods I won, I spent 500 yen on, or $5. So it's $15 once all the buyee stuff gets added. Can I place a bid without it saying what card I'm using? Oh. That's interesting. We're gonna go back. I've never had that happen before. That's interesting. Why should it not be something I can bid on? Because there is some stuff that buyees like this is not a seller you can bid on. They will tell you no. Maybe it's because I'm screen recording. That's a thing. Yeah, no. So here I can bid. My PayPal's already linked to it. First time you'd have to link it to it. You can look at your inspection options also. I usually just do the standard. You can go for light, or you can just do inspection or just insured, but I do both. It's better to make sure my stuff arrives in good condition. You can bid in 10 yen increments. Like I said, I'd probably bid up to probably 1,000 yen. And you can set it right now, or you can just slowly wait for it to go up. Depends on how you want to bid, what your kind of thing is. But you do have to pay a payment fee and a buyee service fee. Those are just fees that you have to pay. I know Nyokyo and some of the other Japanese proxy you can play around with and, play with fees and stuff like that. And maybe sometimes Nyokyo's fees less or coupons or whatever. Up to you. I like buyee because I've had a great time with their customer service. I had an issue with one of my packages one time. They were the nicest customer service. And that means a lot to me. And I value customer service a lot. So I'm kind of loyal to them. I'm not sponsored or affiliated in any way. I have really enjoyed their customer service and how they've treated me when I had problems. So I prefer to use them because of that. But you can see that, my total is already $9, nearly 10. So if I'm going to go up to, I'm just going to do it right now, 1,000 yen, it's going to be $20. And something you have to keep in mind is looking at this item, you're talking probably a 40, 50 maybe shipping fee. So that's something to keep in mind. And I'm going to show you something on my page. So we're going to go back to my page. And we're going to go to package information. We're going to go delivery, because I have nothing in storage. I have to blur all this out. But you can see that this is what my, 25-pound package was. And so you get onto the shipping fee, and it's, this whatever. And so you can see the shipping, domestic shipping was 1,200 yen. And then my U.S. shipping cost was 83,000 yen, or $78. I'm not kidding. It was expensive, and it was 20 some odd pounds of goods. I mean, just for reference, this is what that looked like. And it was $80. Now, mind you, these are all musical books, and there's, Boys in the City 3 over there, that's Towel, 18 Million Pen Lights, and these are all thicker musical books and magazines, so obviously it's going to weigh 25 pounds, like I said in my video, it's 25 pounds. So, I mean, it weighed quite a bit, and it was $80 to ship it. So despite the fact that I spent 500 yen on it, and I, fees and stuff like that, it was $15, I had to pay another 80 in shipping. So that's something to keep in mind when looking at these bulk goods, is how much am I going to pay in shipping? Probably a lot. So looking at these magazines, it's, just these magazines, it's how many? 4, 8, 11, it's 11 magazines. I'm going to say that's probably going to be $50 to $60 in shipping. And that's the cheapest shipping option. That's C-mail, that's untracked, it's going to arrive at the ports, it's going to come to, your place. And it takes forever. And so, I mean, that's something to keep in mind when you're buying these, is it's expensive to ship. So the nice thing about bulk goods is, let's say that this was cheaper, because I'm not paying $50 for 11 magazines, no. But I just pulled it up just in case. But you can win these items for cheap. You can get, a whole bunch of nice stuff for $5, but you also have to pay the shipping. So, and the more you buy bulk goods, the more you'll be able to tell shipping. I'm opening my page again. We're just going to keep going back to it. So, package information. And then looking at my delivery stuff. So I bought all 20 Elf Japan magazines. No, I bought 10? I bought 11. I bought 11 of them. So I bought 11 of the Elf Japan magazines. I don't want you to go there. Stay back. Stay back. Alright, my internet's kind of freaking out. But so it lets me see the listing. So I won 11 magazines. It's not all of them. I thought I won all of them. I don't know why. But I won 11 for 500 yen. So it's for $1,500 once it's $1,500. So for $15 after this was all said and done and shipped. So, 11 magazines. Cool. Fine. Whatever. I'd wanted them. looking at the shipping fee. Wait for it. I paid C-Mail once again, and it was $40 for 11 magazines. So, I mean, this is gonna run you 40 some odd dollars. But mind you, if I had bought these, not as cheap as I did, I've seen just one in America be $20 on eBay. I've seen on Yahoo Japan even, you saw those 11 magazines for $50. Like, I probably saved money in the long run for this. So that's just something to keep in mind. Is, $34.50. So that's how much I spent on international shipping. But I mean, if you could win some older stuff for 500 yen or $5, you're in the good zone. Like if you're a big fan of all these groups in here and you won this for 500 yen or $5, like you're getting a pretty good deal. But you do have to pay for shipping, and this shipping, just telling you, Boys in the City is very heavy. I have it. And this thing's not very light either. It's gonna be, a $40 to $50 to $60 package. But, just depends on how you want to look at it and what you value in collecting and how much you want to make a stride. Like, I got all those musical books for, after everything was said and done, 80 some odd dollars. Like, that's a really good deal. I have no idea where to get those musical books from. I've really never seen them for sale. And now I have all these pen lights, and I have all these musical books. Like, it's like, it comes in the long run, like, it can be a pretty good deal. Like $3 for that stuff. $13.20. I keep seeing this one go up for auction. I guess no one's bidding on it. So like $12 for all of this. I mean, mind you, you have 2 Super Show 3 books, and those are going to weigh you down a lot, and you have a whole bunch of repeating goods just looking at it. But, I mean, if you have some friends or, your sister's into Super Junior, that's a pretty good deal. $13 for a lot of that. I mean, it's going to be $40 to $50 in shipping again, but... So that's just something to keep in mind when thinking about buying stuff, especially trying to make big waves in your collection, is can I buy them in bulk on Yahoo Japan? And mind you, I've seen bulk, there'd be, 3 pages of bulk stuff, or I've seen 1 page. Just depends. You can really kind of get creative with the tags up there. If you have a member, you bias, or a group, you can get pretty down and dirty in here. But just for reference, I'm going to pull up BTS. And, I mean, you can just see right off the bat that these are completely different. That you see, these signed goods, these older goods. You don't see any, bulk immediately popping up. And you probably could look up, the term for, a lot of items or whatever, but you're just gonna see, even Coco are, just the store. He usually is the one who does a lot of these bulk. I mean, he's not really doing them. But here's, a bulk. And we take a look. I was very surprised to see it. I mean, sometimes you get lucky. It has 9 hours left. So probably by the time this video gets out, it's probably long gone. But here's some Tata stuff. I have no idea whose signature that is. Some Dreamcatcher, a lot of Got7, the face shop stuff. A Jimin. Got7 mug. Some albums, some photo cards. I mean, this could be a pretty good deal if you can get it for cheap. But you're going to still pay $30, $40 some odd dollars for shipping. So, I mean, really just depends. Yeah, here's some stuff. Personally, it's kind of wimpy. I wouldn't really bid on it because it's probably going to be more in shipping than it's worth. But, because there's really not a lot of, old goods probably going in these BTS type bulk situations. I mean, here's some, maybe some magazines that could be worth some money to you. But personally, I could not imagine spending a whole bunch on Oh, it's not even really BTS. Oh, it's some older ones. I mean, it could be worth something to you, and then some Japan CDs, but it's just up to you. But I'm gonna go to Mercari real quick, and sometimes you can find bulk on here as well, but it's more expensive, and so that's just something to keep in mind. Is if you're not bidding on it, you're talking about some money. So, like, here's some bulk stuff. Because the nice thing about bidding is that they usually start low to hope to, like, get a higher price. And a lot of the bulk on there isn't fans reselling, it's stores getting rid of stock. So you tend to get, some stuff. On Mercari, on the other hand, it's much more of a fan-to-fan platform than it is anything else. So, yeah, you're talking 5,500 yen. I mean, $55 for all this. So I'm going to translate it to English. Please read the request regarding purchase in the profile. There are no small scratches. T-shirt. Not worn yet. It's folded. I want to sell it out, so please sell it. So I imagine you probably could buy this person's thing in bulk. And same with this one. I mean, you're talking $100 for some albums here that aren't. I mean, I can just look at their spines and tell you that they're not in the best condition. And there's some already CDs included. So at the same time, it makes you wonder if this is meant to be one that you message the person and say, I want this one, and they'll sell it to you, versus buying in bulk, which is another problem with these. Please be sure to comment before purchasing without trading cards. Let me try to message them. You can't message them on buyee. So that's just something to keep in mind, is that if it wants you to message them, or it says, hey, message me, you can't. So that's just something to keep in mind when you're looking at all this stuff is, can I message them? Is it worth it for the bulk? Like, this is $35 for what I probably paid for 500 yen, even more. So as you move through, just keep that in mind. But Mercari sometimes can have hidden good deals. So that's just something to keep in mind. And those are my tips for buyee. Like I said, the more you do it and the more you kind of get used to buying a lot of stuff at once, you can kind of see how much the shipping's going to cost, how quickly the weight can add up and stuff like that. But I've had a great time with buyyee's customer service. I enjoy getting on here and browsing and seeing what's available. So if you ever want some more buyee tips or anything like that, let me know, or any collecting tips. I'm thinking about maybe doing a video on Bunjang, or which is a Korean secondhand seller that is for Koreans, and how to get around like the phone number requirement and stuff like that. And maybe trying out a Korean proxy service. I haven't tried one out. I can't recommend any, but I've been thinking about trying some. So I'll just let y'all know. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this helps somebody, and I hope you enjoy your life. Stay safe, and make sure you subscribe, like the video, all those fun YouTube things. Thank you so much for watching, and remember to always love yourself. See ya!